Barbara is probably the most straightforward healer character in Genshin Impact, while also being one of the most powerful in terms of pure healing power and utility. She is also surprisingly powerful if built as a DPS, but this guide is going to focus on her amazing heals and the importance of her supporting role in your team for content such as the Abyss and open world exploration. It is also good to note that players who have reached adventure rank 20 before patch 1.1 got a free copy of Barbara already. Now with patch 1.1, a new event has also been introduced that will give everyone another free copy of Barbara forever, as this event will not expire. So any and every player will be able to have Barbara in their team, which is amazing. The Shining Idol of Mondstadt can easily be considered an S-tier healer and support, especially for free-to-play players, as her healing potential and her ability to regenerate energy and break fire shield is very important, and she is the only water character that most people can get their hands on for completely free. The only real downside of Barbara is the fact that her elemental skill provides the wet status to your party members, which can be very annoying, especially against ice enemies, but even considering this, unless you have gotten very lucky and have unlocked one of the 5-star healers such as Jean or Chi-Chi, Barbara will be the most powerful healer to use in your party. In this guide, we will go over her abilities, talents, and constellation and how they work and synergize together. We will also go over her stat priorities that you should focus on for different types of builds and gameplay. We will then go over her weapon choices and the best artifact sets for healing and supporting your team. Lastly, we will explore different team comps, utility, and tips for Barbara. Barbara's main role is of course a healer. She does this through both her elemental skill and elemental burst, as well as her auto attacks. Literally everything she does heals your party in some way, and with certain weapons and artifacts, she will also provide very powerful supportive abilities. Her auto attack is a chain of 4 attacks that deal AoE hydro damage and is very useful for breaking fire shields especially, as well as applying wet on multiple targets at once. Her charge attack is a very high damage scaling attack that also does AoE hydro damage and is very amazing when you have your 4th constellation especially. It is also very good to break shields and apply wet on enemies. Her elemental skill is probably her most iconic and complicated ability. She will summon an aura of water/music around her that will continuously heal the current character, as well as apply wet to both yourself and any enemies in close range, on top of dealing hydro damage to them over and over. This is incredibly powerful to create some elemental combos, since this aura carries over to your other characters. If using Barbara's auto attack or charge attack with the aura active, she will also create a lot of healing for your entire party. This will allow you to spam attacks and top up your entire party on top of the constant passive healing the ability gives. All healing scales with her max HP only, and this ability lasts for 15 seconds and has 32 seconds of cooldown, but the duration can be increased with her talents and the cooldown can be reduced as well through her constellation. Her elemental burst/ult is one of the biggest source of burst healing in the entire game. It will do a massive burst of healing for every character in your party, scaling greatly off of Barbara's maximum HP. It has 20 seconds of cooldown with an energy cost of 80. Her first talent, Glorious Season, reduces the stamina consumption of characters who have the aura by 12%, which can be very useful and permits you to dodge more easily while depleting less stamina. Her second talent, Encore, is very powerful as it lets you extend the duration of her elemental skill by up to 5 seconds if you pick up elemental orbs, which is something that almost always happens. Due to the fact that most players will have gotten 1 or 2 copies of Barbara for free and that she was also on the Venti banner at first, having constellations on her is not unrealistic. Some of her most powerful constellations are the first ones, which takes her power and supporting levels to new heights. Her first constellation provides with 1 energy regen every 10 seconds, which in itself is a very straightforward and powerful ability. Her second constellation is one of her most powerful and useful one. When used with other Hydro characters, it reduces the cooldown of her skill by 15%, which is great, and gives 15% Hydro damage to characters while the skill is active. Her fourth constellation will allow her charge attacks to regen up to 5 energy every time. Since it's an AoE attack, you will regen 1 energy for every monster's hit. This is crazy powerful to allow her to have her ult constantly if needed. Her 6th constellation is completely game-changing for the Abyss, as it will allow one of your character to fall in battle and then get rezzed to full HP once every 15 minutes. This can make all the difference on some of the hard levels of the Abyss, or allow you a mistake without ruining your entire 20 minutes Abyss run. Her stat priority goes as follows: energy recharge or HP on the sands, HP on the goblet, and healing efficiency on the circlet. Healing efficiency and HP are the most valuable stats for Barbara, as they both directly impact how much she will heal for, and HP is what all her healing is scaled off of. It is important to note that healing efficiency scales much better than HP and should be prioritized. As for substats, HP, percentage, flat HP, and energy recharge will be what you are looking for. In terms of weapons, Thrilling Tales of the Dragon Slayers is probably one of the most amazing options on Barbara. Even though it's a 3-star weapon, not only does it provide her with HP as a substat, which is great for her healing scaling, it also has an amazing effect that gives 48% attack to the character taking the field when you switch to another party member. This is very incredible value, and your DPS will be boosted like crazy from it, and it is very easy to attain max refinement level on a 3-star weapon. Prototype Malice is also an amazing option for her, as it is a 4-star and it provides her with HP as a substat as well. It is also craftable, which means that it can be refined easily, and will also has an amazing effect on her that allows her to regenerate up to 12 energy over 6 seconds when casting her ult, which equals to basically 15% of the energy cost. Additionally, all party members will also regenerate 4% of their HP every 2 seconds for 6 seconds when she casts her ult, which is great additional healing. Another great option could be the Favonius Codex, as it provides energy recharge, which can be very good for Barbara as well. This effect also makes it so that her crits have a chance of generating energy particles, which again is amazing for her and her ult recharge. As far as artifact sets are concerned, the obvious first choice here would be the 4-piece Men and Beloved, as it enhances her healing in many different ways, and as a pure healer, there is nothing better, as it is the only 5-star set items that provides healing powers. Another great option is the 4-piece Exile set, which works very well with her, especially when focusing on energy recharge builds, and also provides a powerful energy regeneration tool for her and your party, as it regenerates 2 energy for every party member every 2 seconds for 6 seconds when using her ult. You could also use the 4-piece Scholar set that can be extremely powerful as well, especially in teams that include a few Catalyst and Bow users, as Barbara has a lot of ways of gaining energy through her abilities and her constellation, which will trigger the effect of that set very easily. This is probably one of the best sets with Barbara if you're playing a team that can benefit from it, as energy recharge is very powerful when you can do it for other characters in your party. Now, when playing Barbara, there is a lot of team comps and tips that go into this. While Barbara's elemental skill can sometimes hinder you by making you wet, it also provides a very valuable tool to elemental combination, as it also makes every monster around you wet and apply damage to them every few seconds while the aura is around you. This can be great for many elemental combos such as Vaporize and Shatter, because the thing to remember here, and the reason it's so powerful, is that the aura will keep applying the wet effect for many seconds to every monster around her, which means that it can keep repeating more and more elemental combos, which in this game is insanely powerful and is the reason Barbara is such a strong healer support. Due to this fact, she can be very important part of a Shatter or Vaporize comp, and due to the fact that having Constellation on her is realistic, she is not to be underestimated with characters such as Mona and Childe, as the 15% hydro damage bonus is massive. She also will pair very well with a character like Chongyun, which is one of the best characters for Shadow comps, with the aura triggering wet and his ability triggering frozen all the time. It will keep all enemies around them frozen, and then Chongyun can shatter them over and over for incredible amounts of damage. This can also work with many other characters in this game and is very powerful for Barbara to be used in these kind of parties. She is also probably the cheapest and easiest healer to build and use, and while she's not perfect, she is more than good enough of a healer to be in your party for all the currently available content without question. She can also be built very interestingly as a burst DPS character, though it's probably not the most optimal build. It can be very fun and do incredible damage because of her scaling, and using artifact sets such as the Wandering Troop. One plus of Barbara is that you also really do not have to invest any material in leveling up her basic attack talent, as it does not change anything for her healing power. It simply increases her damage, which is not relevant if using her as a healer or support character. I hope that you enjoyed this guide and that you will enjoy your extra copy of Barbara in 1.1. I am aware that there are many other ways of building Barbara that can be a lot of fun, especially like a burst damage dealer and a pure support if needed. So feel free to let us know what your personal experience with her is and what kind of builds you have tried on her in the comments below, as I always love hearing about them. As always, make sure to check out our other character guides on the Not Casuals YouTube channel, as we have many different character guides and over 60 different Genshin Impact tips video available for you to watch. We also live stream every single day, and we have giveaways coming up that are very amazing for you guys. So make sure to check out our Discord and our channel for more details about that. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I hope to see you on the next character guide video.